What's up, internet? My name's Ori. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Today is Monday, October 2nd, day number 62 inside the Big Brother house. We got a lot to go over, from the episode to what happened on the live feed, what the status is of any potential backdoor. There's a lot that we need to go over. So let's start with the episode, which, in my opinion, the episode last night, which we saw kind of Cameron coming back, a very stretched out competition with HOH, but also a recap of Cameron earning his way back into the game. He ends up winning HOH, and we kind of see his targets, right? Like who he's kind of aiming his sights on. But we also see him talk about how, like, hey, Cory's getting really comfortable, and I don't know why he's so comfortable. He shouldn't be, because I could take a shot at him. He should know, like, I'm ready to take that shot. And we also saw him talk about how Jared, he made that promise to protect Cirie. So this is all affecting what his potential nominees are going to be. And one thing I really didn't like in the episode is there was a lot of filler, like we saw with Cirie and Cory, kind of them talking about Survivor and her getting away in the DR, which was a whole thing. But also, there's so much great footage with Mimi in the pantry, just alone, with Felicia, with anyone, and so many great clips of her. They could do some of her rants that she goes on. They could do just her being funny, because she is very funny. But instead, they decide to just make it seem like she's doing nothing but just cleaning the house in there, which really stinks, because anybody who watches the feeds, like, yes, she's playing a very low-key game, but she's not just a house cleaner. Like, she's in there, she's playing. She's not there just to be there, like Bowie Jane. But even Bowie Jane's gotten better over the past few weeks, but it was just like, you didn't have anything else to show. This is what you want to show, and only because she's going up as a pawn this week. Got it. We saw the Fugitives forming with Cameron, Matt, and Jag, and that three-person little trio that they got going on there, and how that's going to affect everything going on this week. And really, it's just Cameron trying to set up something, right? Where he's like, listen, I think I got Cirie now. I need some other help. I can't win everything. He, although, probably should just go with the idea of, at this point, I just got to win everything. Because I really do think the first chance they get, as soon as Cameron doesn't win veto or doesn't win the HOH he's eligible for, he's up on the block and he's out of there. They just have to do it, because otherwise he's going to win everything. Even with Matt and Jag in there too, like, Cameron's got to be the first one to go, because he just wins everything. And when he's got a fire under his butt, we can see what he does. So we'll see how this all goes. But the nominations do come in. It ends up being Felicia and Mimi who end up going on the block, Felicia being the target. I really like the conversation before the nominations between Felicia and Cameron. Probably one of the best combos we had all season, where no lie was really told. One lie, where it was Cameron and Felicia just being very honest with each other, where she's like, so it's probably going to be me going to the block. He's like, yeah, I don't really want to lie. Yeah, like, it's probably going to be you. Yeah, and I just feel like we haven't really talked game much. He's like, well, I've come to you and I've said, like, hey, like, what are you thinking? How's it going? But I'm not going to come looking for you all the time. And he's like, yeah, you know what? But I think you've got a really good social game, and you can kind of work and talk to people and get them to do whatever you want. And she's like, oh, see, let me tell you, it's not me. And he's like, see, you're doing it right now. He's like, but no, it's Cirie. And both of them are being honest there. Like, it's actually true. He thinks of it of Felicia, which, yeah, she does have some qualities of that, where she's able to kind of get people on her side. But the real danger is Cirie. But he doesn't want to talk about Cirie, because he's got a kind of a deal worked out. Not only one where he was kind of making it with Jared as almost like a respect thing. It's like, hey, we're both out of this. Let's try and make sure we go forward. The only thing he asked of him was, hey, keep Cirie safe. But also, now coming back into the game, he wants to kind of keep that. And maybe even take Cirie further down the line. Probably not a great idea either. But it was just a really good conversation, and I like how both of them, Cameron and Felicia, they will tell you what they think. They are not one to mince words, and I absolutely love when the two of them were going at it there. And not even going at it, it was very, like, respectful in a way, right? Where there was, like, Felicia's like, I'm not happy, but also, like, I get it. I think you're doing it wrong. I think there's better options, but I get it. Overall, though, for if it wasn't for at least that really good conversation and just overall just things going in an interesting way where it's not just like, oh, here's what's going to happen. We do have some interesting stuff that's going to be coming on with the next episode, but that's live feed stuff we'll get into in a bit. I think this episode would be even lower in my ratings, but since I keep forgetting to do the Ori rating system that people have been asking for, I did it once and then I kind of forgot an episode. Let's do it again for this one. Out of a 10, this one, we're looking 3. It's getting probably a 3. It's not great. It wasn't fantastic. There was something that even brought it up in my ratings, and it was, we got to be honest, just about a 3. But let's head on into the live feed portion of the video where we're talking about what happened on live feed yesterday, where we kind of left off with the update was about Cameron, who, again, we saw in the episode 1 HOH, nominated Felicia and Mimi. He won veto yesterday, and it was like, what's he going to do with it? Is he going to backdoor Cory? Is this what he's going to do? He hinted at it. And he eventually even started pushing to Matt and Jag, like, hey, this is what I want to do. I think I want to put him up. And it was like, all right. Let's see how that develops on yesterday's feeds. Like, how did that go, right? Because we saw that in yesterday's update, the end of the night before. What happened yesterday? Did this develop? Were Matt and Jag able to kind of keep them off of the Cory backdoor, or did it develop further? It seemed like Cameron was sold that, listen, I want to do it. I don't agree that it's not the best move, but if you guys don't agree, I'm not going to do it without you. At the very least, he was accepting that, but he wasn't done pushing. To Matt, at the very least as well, he was pushing kind of very hard, where he's like, listen, I almost actually think the way that Jag resisted gives me a little bit to worry. I'm still committed, right? Fugitives all the way, the 3 of us, like, I want to make this work. But since Jag doesn't want to do it, I won't do it. I won't do it if you don't want to do it either. But I think we need to get rid of Cory. I think it's the best move. And so he's committed to not doing it only because Jag doesn't want to do it. And Matt's like, all right, well, maybe we can talk to him about it. That's the other thing. Matt kind of is a little bit more on board and maybe a little bit more supportive of it, even kind of hinting to Cirie that it was potentially going to happen. Like, he told her without telling her. But the overall, the pitch that at least Jag and Matt are giving when they're in the room together with Cameron is, if he pulls this and pulls a backdoor on Cory, yeah, Cory might go. But next week, everyone will be going after Cameron because they're going to see him as the wild card again, and he's going to do anything. Whereas if he doesn't do this and he leaves Cory in the game, they just get rid of, say, Felicia, everybody's got different targets. Like, Cory and Blue are going to be going after each other, and that's who they'll end up nominating, not you, not us. Like, we'll be safe in that scenario. Same thing if Cirie were to win it or America were to win it. There's other people they would nominate before them. Same thing with even now Mimi. There's other people that she would nominate. And yeah, there's dangers of people could do anything, but if we do this, it seems like it should be okay. I think this is all kind of just a little bit of lies because Cameron is, like I said earlier, he's in danger. I think the first chance that he doesn't win the veto or doesn't win an HOH that he's eligible for, he's going up on the block and he's getting evicted. So it is really good though for Jag and Matt, because if Cory stays in and there's just tons of people all targeting each other, they're sitting back and going, we're good with everybody. Nobody's nominating us, so we can be fine here. And getting rid of Felicia is good for them as well, because without Felicia, Mimi then probably gets off of the Matt and Jag train as well and probably jumps on board with them. We're going to go over our alliance chart, and at this point, I think it's very clear who's in the best position in the house, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Some other interesting things, though. Mimi and Felicia, they haven't just rolled over and just accepted what's happening. Like, they have accepted, like, this is what's happening, but, you know, maybe some stuff can be done, right? Maybe still the veto is a possibility, but even if things still just turn out the way they are having conversations with people saying, like, hey, like, I'm not going to campaign against who I'm sitting next to, but for myself, like, I just know we're good, or, you know, if things work out, like, you know, we're going to be good moving forward and stuff like that. So they're doing their thing. They're still laying low, Mimi especially, because she's kind of just like, let Felicia kind of do her thing, because if anything, Felicia's going to tank her game before anything goes down. Another kind of interesting thing was how Cory actually laid out reasonings why Mimi might be the better person to go over Felicia and Mimi, and he might need that more than he even realizes. If he ends up on the block next to her, he might really have to push people harder to get that to happen. So that was kind of interesting as well. But otherwise, just lots of little conversations. Everybody's still kind of tiptoeing around what's going to happen. Another thing that might be helping to keep Cory off the block, at least with Cameron, and convincing him that things are okay, is he's not pushing Blue as much to Cameron, even though he knows that Cory wants to get Blue out. Matt and Jag have told him this, and he's heard from, like, America this, but Cory doesn't actually push that to Cameron. And he actually asked him, he's like, why don't you push Blue to me? Like, listen, I know you say, like, Cirie could be a target and stuff like that. Why not Blue? Like, why aren't you saying that? He's like, well, I don't want to piss off Matt and Jag, right? Like, they are close to her, and I wouldn't want to nominate her and get them upset with me. And Cameron's like, all right, but he's like, let's be honest, right? And Cameron also does lay it out pretty well that, you know, there's no talking to you and thinking there's some other relationship other than a 3-person interaction with me, you, and America. Like, everyone sees, like, if I have an interaction with Cory, I'm having an interaction with America as well. Where he's like, well, I wish that wasn't the case. He's like, but it just is. You have to just accept that it is the way it is. And Cory did have a little bit of self-reflection where he's like, I don't think I'm tanking my game. This was out alone in the backyard. He's like, but I am kind of locked in with America now at this point, and there's nothing I can really do about that, even if I wanted to. Which, not saying he does want to, but that is a thing he realizes. But since he's not pushing that to Cameron and kind of pushing the idea that, like, oh, I wouldn't go and make a move against Blue because I wouldn't have the support of Matt and Jag, Jag is using this as evidence. He's like, see, Cory won't take a shot at you if he doesn't have the support of us. Like, if he says to us, like, hey, I'm going to put Cameron up, and we say, like, I don't know, because Cameron's going to go and take the shot after Cirie or Blue or whoever, they can convince him not to. I don't think they would. I think they would very much just let him take that shot and be done with it. But this is what they're telling Cameron, because they right now wouldn't want to see Cory go. Matt maybe does a little bit more than Jag, which is still more interesting dynamics in this whole house. But speaking of, let's kind of break down the alliance chart before we kind of call things today. There have been some changes here and there to different things. I got rid of some of, like, the big groups over on the kind of the Cory America side with you've got Belgium, the Unreliables, the 3 Red Rats. You've got that 4-person group with Mimi, Felicia, Cory, and America. Almost guarantee that one of those 4 is probably getting evicted this week. You've got the writer's room, which, again, is kind of a thing, but it's not really a thing. Like, both of them are always going to be more aligned towards America or towards Felicia. But if either of the 2 of them ended up being in the house alone, then, yeah, that probably would be a legit final 2 kind of a deal. You got the Sirens, also probably not that legit. There is that, like, 6-person group there, which really that only came together for the vote for Izzy, right? To keep Felicia over Izzy. And I just feel like I don't think any of them actually would, after this week especially. I don't think any of them really are looking to put either of the other up on the block, right? Like, if Bowie were to win, I don't think Bowie's going to try and win an HOH, but even if she did, like, who would she probably put up? I think she'd probably put up someone like Blue before kind of anybody else. Like, she would more likely throw. She would probably more likely throw than anything else, but if anything, maybe Blue and Mimi. That would be what Bowie would do, or whatever Cameron or Matt and Jag suggest to her. Also, Cory in America, I don't think are putting up Matt, Jag, Bowie, or Mimi anytime soon. Maybe of that group, maybe Mimi's the first one they would put up. Right? Like, it's not like a real group, but it's one that I think none of them are really interested in putting each other up just because of different dynamics they have with each of them, and it all kind of works out that way. Again, a big part of the map here and kind of the chart is just pairings, right? We've got Cory in America, Mimi and Felicia, Blue and Cirie, Jag and Matt, the Minutemen. You've got Cameron and Bowie, who as some people might not put them together. I legit put them together as a duo at this point. I don't think either one nominates the other, right? That's a big thing when you look at these duos. Would the person in the duo ever nominate the person they're next to? No, I do not think any of these people would. These are more of like, we've kind of talked before, doing almost a separate one. Big shout out to Morrow, because he pushes this idea, and I really love it. I just haven't figured out the best way I want to do it. Is there's the alliance chart, but the allegiance chart, right? And the pairings, those are the allegiances, the ones they'll never turn on. And those are really the strongest ones in the entire house. You've got the Fugitives. We saw that on the episode forming, but we've been talking about that for a while with Cameron, Jag, and Matt. It seems it's very legit for Cameron at the very least. Matt and Jag, I think, are just using it to use it. You've got the Brown Sugar Babes. Well, obviously, I don't know how long that will actually last now, because Felicia or Mimi both are on the block currently at the moment. Then you've got underneath just a bunch of different variations of the same kind of groupings, right? So underneath the Fugitives, you got 3 4-person groups, all of which have a core of Jag and Matt, and there's going to be a running theme on this side of the board over here. The first one's got Cameron and Bowie in there, which is kind of what Cameron sees as that first layer for the Fugitives. They also have something kind of going on with Blue as like the 4-person thing. That was the original kind of plan where they were like, yeah, like she can be the Brittany to the brigade, right? And then underneath there, you can kind of swap out Cameron and put in Cirie, and you've got another 4-person group there with Cirie, Blue, Matt, and Jag. Then you also have 3 different trios with Matt and Jag. You've got one with Bowie, they've got one with Cirie, and they've got one with Blue, all of which are pretty legitimate, right? At least that was what Matt and Jag are portraying them as. You've got the bookends, which Cirie and Felicia at this point, they're not actively really working together, but also I just think it's still one that's like, if they have the ability to work together and they have more agency in the game, they're more likely to work together than they are not to work together. Matt and Cirie still have a very strong bond, and I think that's something that always has to keep kept in mind. Came in again, even during the update, with him kind of hinting that, hey, there is a possibility that Cory could be backdoored here. Like, I'm just saying, like, maybe we can keep Felicia. There might be a chance. And then Bowie and Cirie also have a pretty good little working relationship where they at least say they're looking after each other. So again, just something really to kind of keep in mind. And that is kind of the layout and how I see things for now. It's not fully locked in. Again, I'll probably release this in full over on like Twitter and Reddit probably after today's veto ceremony, probably tomorrow or even on Wednesday. We'll kind of release it out. We'll see if any kind of movement happens or any new groups form. I don't know if there will be anything new that comes about, but this is how things kind of stand at the moment. But let me know what you guys are thinking about everything that's going on in the comments down below. Are you more on board with the idea of Cameron not using the veto, or would you like to see him use the veto? put up Cory, and we've potentially got some really crazy stuff that could be going down. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream, especially this Thursday. So we did the very first Thursday live stream in the morning here on the channel. Every Thursday, the updates that we do here every morning will be live streamed. So Thursday is going to be the second one that we do, and every Thursday we're going to do it. Pretty much how it's going to work. Beginning of the live stream is going to be exactly like this video is kind of here. We're going to just go through the episode that we had before, the live feeds. We'll kind of talk about what's going to be coming up on the eviction, and then we kind of just get into having fun with the chat, like chatting to everybody in there about how, you know, what you guys are thinking about the show and how things are going to turn out for the eviction. But also we then talk about other reality shows, like things like Survivor and The Amazing Race, with both air on Wednesdays, so it's perfect for a Thursday morning chat, as well as some other really cool stuff. Like today, The Traitors Canada, the first episode gets released of that, so I'm excited to see and talk about that as well. There's a lot of Survivor players, or well, at least one Survivor player, two Big Brother Canada players on Big Brother on Traitors Canada. So that'll be fun to talk about as well. I'm really looking forward to Thursday. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's also, we're going to do the birthdays. We're going to do a whole lot of stuff. Also, a few little surprises. I think we're going to debut a new thing to the channel, as well as a live stream thing that I think is going to be kind of fun. We'll talk about it on the stream. Make sure you guys are there for it. I'm going to try and start around 7:30. We'll see how that goes. Usually, we'll aim for that start time, but I look forward to seeing you guys there. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I appreciate all the support you guys have given me. Can't believe we're into October already, and we still have a lot of days left to go here. What a ride this season's been, and I thank you all again so much for watching, and I will see you next time.